So in this video I wanted to cover some changes being made that are based off of the last netcode test. For anybody interested, I am in the next week or two planning to put out kind of a Q&A slash kind of highlight video of how the netcode test went, because there was some pretty good footage along with there were some pretty good questions asked as well. But to kick things off, I've already made some changes to the shotgun and the mortar. As anybody who watched the stream or played the netcode test or has played the demo noticed that in the latest release, the shotgun starts with a wide spread and goes tight. Now I've inverted that to start with a tight spread and go wide. The reason for this was that the shotgun, I have a feeling that the shotgun, it was being used in a large number of cases to just apply a pretty constant damage to targets far away, i.e. like cappers and people running away or people you're running towards. But I have a feeling that if it starts at a tighter spread and then you have to invest more time to get a wider spread, that it will become far more of a skill-based weapon, like i.e. you know that your player is at low health, or you're very confident that you can land a tight spread shot. Like, because the tight spread, if you do land a good number of those hits, you can really just kind of kill somebody with a couple of shots. So hopefully the shotgun changes will help. The mortar is the other weapon that I've already modified. As some players or forum people pointed out to me before, that the mortar probably should have been full inheritance. And I've changed it to full inheritance. I wanted to test speed inheritance for the netcode test, mainly because I just wanted to see what it would feel like, and the general consensus, including myself, was that it felt ridiculous. So the mortar is full inheritance now. Makes run and gun mortar shots. It makes run and gun mortar shots feasible, actually, is what it does. Because before it was pointless to run and gun somebody. As a result, it'll likely mean that I actually have to do some balances in the next test, because who knows if it's too good to now use when you're just running gunning. The other change I plan to make to the mortar, though, is the secondaries. I plan on reducing the blast radius on them, because at the moment I feel that they cover a bit too much area, and I also have a feeling that when I do reduce the secondary blast radius, it will also make the damage application, because it's radial at the moment, it'll probably affect that badly, and so I'll probably make the check a binary one. Just if you're in range, you take damage. If you're not in range, you don't. But that's to be seen. But it's something I'm thinking of already. Other things related to the netcode actually being incomplete. The skiing, if anybody watched the stream or played online, likely would have noticed that at lower speeds, skiing would cause players to freeze and just start jittering in place. That was, or is, related to the fact that the code is not complete. It's just in a functional state, is all. That also goes for people that were more than 3 time zones away, i.e. US East, Australia would be too far away. The netcode would fall apart. Hopefully that'll be fixed in any future updates, but at the moment that's just what we're dealing with. Other things, the player visibility is really an issue, and it's one that I'll have to probably consistently just be looking at. One of the problems is the scale here it's really not done justice. It's so large that player models, most of the time when you're fighting, you're a good 3 or 4 times further away from somebody's player model than in most first-person shooters, and that's actually something I do need to address, because at the moment everything is so big in scale, the speed, the map, and everything like that, it's kind of just an inherent problem at the moment, and that's why I'd like to scale back absolute speed. The map sizes can stay, it's just that absolute speed needs to be brought down a bit, mainly just to bring people closer together, so it's a lot easier to identify and shoot at targets. Other things, the friend, foe, and flag indicators are on the list. Those should be, I would imagine, pretty easy to do. The friend and foe I know is really easy to do. It's just a matter of me being lazy. So that one with the next update, the friend foe ones should at least be in. The flag one, I'm not sure, but I would imagine it's just nearly as easy as doing friend and foe. So expect friend, foe, and flag indicators to be in the next release. Other things, something else that was experienced was that it seems to be a change in UDK, so I have to hunt it down, but anybody that tries to join a match in progress, an online match that is, they wouldn't be allowed to spawn. And so for the test, I had to put everybody into warm-up mode, and that seemed to work, but it needs to be fixed in the long term, so I have to hunt down and figure out what the problem was there. Last on the list is falling damage is too high, the threshold is too low, and the intensity is too high. The threshold, it's not too, like, that much too low. It's going to be upped a little bit, but the intensity is huge, and it's a problem. During the test, the falling damage was so high that for most people, it meant that they really couldn't do any rocket jumps or disc jumps or anything of that matter, just because they knew that if they did, they'd just die due to falling damage. So falling damage is going to be tweaked, but just mainly made a bit more friendly. And otherwise, Highball, it's netcode. I will be working on that for the next update because I want it to be working. So it should be working, if not in the next one, directly afterwards, because I might release just a really quick update that fixes a lot of things. And that covers just about everything, actually. If you have any questions or comments, you can, of course, post in the YouTube comments or on the game forums. Otherwise, as I think I said at the beginning, it's been a long video already. Sometime in the next week or two, I'll be posting a video related to the online test, just covering some highlights, because there were some very kind of cool moments we had there that show the potential that the movement system allows for, along with there were just some neat kind of air battles or stuff like that. And then there were also some good questions that were asked that were discussed. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and have a good day.